Do you ever feel like you're just living with a roommate that you don't really know what's going on in your partner's mind and you just need to know what they're thinking and you need them to express words of affirmation, words of appreciation to you? Well, if that's you, give me the next, it's going to be about 7 minutes here. I want to break down for you the exact solution to your relationship problem. And that might sound like a huge promise, but earlier today, I had a breakthrough session with a new client, and she was feeling these things. That's actually the inspiration for this video. Is she said, I need to know that he loves me with words. Now, I know that he cares about me, but I feel like we're roommates. And so I was just thinking, I want to share with you the overview of what will exactly change your relationship. If you haven't met yet, hi there, I'm Jessica Myers Adams. I'm the creator of Couple Speak Coaching, where I help individual partners make changes in their relationship, even if their partner isn't on board or even if their partner isn't willing to participate. So, if you're interested in that, then check this out because I think this is going to be really worth your time. And I'm going to share with you the breakthrough that this woman had and how it really impacted the way that she sees things. Because the truth is, you don't need anything. You definitely desire it. So I like to first clear up that piece. But I want to show you the connection framework. And this, like I said, is one piece of the exact framework. There's actually two. So in the connection framework, if you know there's a y-axis and an x-axis. On the y is the other. So this is the wife's husband. So what is he thinking and feeling? And it goes from 0 to 10 in both directions. On the bottom is the wife. What is her ability to say what she thinks, feels, and believes? And then alternatively, how does she know what her husband thinks, feels, and believes? And her problem was she wasn't hearing from him. And so if he did know, he wasn't voicing it. Okay. So this woman was feeling forgotten. She was feeling like he didn't care. And so this put her in this forgotten box. And how many of you can relate to feeling forgotten, like you're an afterthought, your partner isn't expressing things to you? It ends up feeling very frustrating, and also the symptom of that is you become very critical. Now, I like to start off with the forgotten piece because we can identify with that, but there is a part of us then that becomes critical. And in the other box, probably her husband, we would label him as not feeling understood, and he's actually closing off part of himself. So he maybe does things to try to get her to calm down. He tries to deflect things. He doesn't want her to be upset. And so he becomes resentfully compliant because he's actually not going to buck the system or say anything that's going to make it worse. So he feels unheard, and that might be challenging for you if you're in the frustrated category to think that your partner feels unheard. But this is what this woman discovered, right? That he is unheard. He's living resentfully compliant and can't, what his focus is more on keeping her happy than trying to say what he thinks or to assert himself. Now, if you're not really connected with yourself or with your partner, that can leave you in literally the disconnected zone. And the disconnected zone is if you feel like you'd rather be away from home, maybe engaged in other activities or something that can help you put your head in the sand. You may actually still be the forgotten category, but if you're really just, this is people who get lost into an activity or maybe drinking or, staying out after work, they can get just disconnected because it's hard to be in a relationship when you're missing these two critical pieces. But I'm really excited because I want to show you what is here and what is the opportunity if you have either of these categories is you could learn the skills to get inside of your partner's head. In fact, for watching this video, if you leave a comment below, I will give you the resource for understanding what's going on with your partner. It's called the questioning compass. And that means that the compass is headed in the right direction. It is about them. And so if you want to learn how to understand what's going on with your partner, drop me the line, and I will send you that free resource. You don't have to give me your email or anything. It's just for watching this video. But I want to get back to the amazing opportunity is intimacy. And that might sound crazy because some of you would say, my partner's not wired that way. Well, everyone is actually has a part of them that desires connection. A client of mine says, into me you see. And I like that. It's intimacy is seeing into one another. The other very cool symptom of this category is that you can finally resolve things because you have what they think and what you think, and then there can be a negotiation, because a lot of times what will happen is shut down or defensiveness, and that stops the conversation from going anywhere, and you never resolve anything until the next time you go back to butting heads. So if you're buying into what I'm saying here, and I believe this 100% because I could relate to that woman and I felt her pain because I felt forgotten. I'm not a coach who just teaches these things and has never been in pain in my relationship. I've actually gone through these things and I've learned how to have intimacy and connection. And that is with a partner who is not vocal, who can sometimes avoid conflict. And so I have the resources now to do both of these things better. So if you give me about 3 more minutes, I'm going to describe to you the absolute certainty of how you can change, because this is the change framework. Now, I'm not saying you can do this perfectly, but this is the principle of it. Okay, the first piece is the willingness. If you don't have willingness to try to improve your level of self-differentiation, meaning how you say things, that they don't become weapons, words of weapons, and so you can ask questions like, are you willing to try new things, right? The second piece is, do you have the knowledge of how to do that? You may be very, very willing. I'm willing to do anything, but you don't know what to do. Well, if you don't know what to do, a first step would be to get at least the free resource for the questioning compass, right? So do you have the knowledge of how to improve those two things? And then lastly, do you have, and this word doesn't go well with everyone, but I like it, it's a conviction. Do you have a conviction to the principle of both of you being heard? So this is the conviction, or you could call it commitment, but I like it's conviction, because if you say you're willing and you try and then it doesn't work the first time, because it doesn't always, this is a practice. I had to get really good at saying things so that I didn't shut down my partner. And I had to get really good at asking questions so that I could get good answers, right? So if you don't have a conviction that your goal is to make sure that you both are heard and that you get to have this space available to you, then you'll quit. So if you're ready to do something and you want to test the waters and see if you can ask some questions and get some better information from your spouse, drop me the line me and I'll send you the questioning compass.